This is delicious on its own. Guaranteed this will elevate any dish you add this to. I mean, potatoes and puff pastry. Where can you go wrong? This is it. Frankie. Once they're completely dry, we're gonna mash them. I wanna mash them while they're still warm so the butter melts and molds really well with them. Plant-based butter. I'm gonna add close to a stick of butter. And salt. And a little bit of black pepper. Pinch of white pepper. And I can't reiterate enough, they need to be a dry mash. No extra plant-based cream or yogurt or sour cream or whatever. You want them to be stiff when they cool. Now you could add garlic here, you could add some other seasonings if you want, anything that's dry. I'm just keeping these pretty much plain because the rest of the meal is gonna have so much flavor. Get it, pick it up. We're gonna let these cool down on the stovetop for as long as possible, because they need to be completely cool in order to make this correctly. Once it's cooled down enough, and I know the pot's cool enough, I can handle it, goes in the fridge. You have to make sure it's just chilled down entirely. See you in a bit. We got the chilled potatoes, which is looking great. They're nice and cold, firm, exactly the way I want them. Before I cut these, I'm gonna light this. So I have 500 grams button mushrooms. Let's add a little bit of olive oil to there. A little bit of salt. It's gonna take a few minutes. I wanna cook these down entirely so they're nice and crispy and brown and probably half their size. I'm gonna season them up with a little bit of black pepper, some smoked paprika, and some dried sage. For the added flavor, I'm gonna add some sherry, about a 1/4 cup. While the mushrooms are cooking, I'm just gonna trim these up. Just gonna take the stem off. That one? Done. I want to make sure they're cooled off good and drained. We don't want anything wet in this mixture because it'll ruin the pastry. As usual, a little oil. Ready for the next time. For the greens, I'm just gonna pop these in a bowl like this in some boiling water. I just want to soak those for a minute. Drain them out. Okay. These are good, nice and cool. Potatoes, ready to go. You want everything nice and cold. Frankie's waiting. You're a good girl, Frankie, you're so good. And this is the setup. It's 1, 2. Gonna lay these out pretty even. You're gonna need to use your hands here. I don't want to add too much because it won't roll if it's too big. Actually, I forgot the mushrooms, so hold on 1 second. I'm gonna put the back. Dummy, dummy, dummy. the green part to keep the mushrooms from touching the pastry because I don't want it to get soggy. Now you don't want too much. Like I've always had the feeling, oh, I want to add more. I want it to be more robust. But if the more robust it is, the easier it's gonna break. Now we're gonna put the potato on. Try to make it as even as possible. It's almost like building a snowman. And you want to leave some from the edge, not too much on the side, and then crimp in the bottom. So you can see from this side, see how it's just like this? Try to make it so it's even. I'm gonna just pull it out a little bit further. Then I use this. I'm gonna crimp this side in. Same with the other side. Just try to make it as tight as possible. And then I put it back up here. Crimp that in. See that? It looks pretty good as it is right now, but to make it even better, I just like to take it like this. That's one. You want to do this before the pastry gets too warm. Once it gets too warm, it breaks a lot easier. It's good to practice this a couple times. You can do so many different varieties of these. You don't have to peel the potatoes. Red potatoes work amazing. Sweet potatoes, not so much. They're really, really watery. So the way to do sweet potato would be to bake them because that dries more of the water and moisture out rather than boiling them. And you want this semi-dry. So I give credit to my chef back in the, early 90s when I worked at Alberto's. Kurt Holzweiss, friend of mine and amazing chef that I got to learn from in my younger years. So you can see the side, see? It's all about gentle pressure here. Just a little pressure here and there, gentle. Fold it in, both sides. Now how I'm doing this is just pressure, doing this forward and it twists it, and then letting it go, bringing it back, pressure, forward. This is all the potatoes we have left. Enough for me to have a little bit for dinner. So we got our joints. I'm gonna preheat the oven. 200 degrees Celsius, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, on fan or convection. If you don't have convection, just fine if you don't. Just bake it a little bit longer and keep an eye on it. Now I'm gonna bake these on 2 different sheet pans because I want to make sure that it browns evenly. So I've seen people do all kinds of different things for vegan glazes, and how I'm gonna do it is a little bit of oat milk, and I'm going to use a little bit of agave because I know sugar will burn a little bit. Stir that up, brush it. Here's where Bob Ross comes in, my buddy, my favorite. Love watching that guy. He just paints some happy little trees. See me always adding salt. I never use this tiny iodized salt. I always use flake salt because I can feel how much it is, and it's always going to be less than those little salt shaker ones. Throw it on here like a pretzel. Perfect. I think it's beautiful. Siri, sweetheart, set the timer for 15 minutes. We are not done yet. One, look at that. Isn't that great? Looks fantastic. You're gonna wanna be tempted to cut into them, but please don't. They're so hot and it'll just run out. So in the restaurant, what we used to do is chill them down. I'll cool them completely here. And then because I'm not serving these until tomorrow, so if you prep ahead of time and you're doing this for an event or for a special dinner, they work amazing. You could put it on the table just like this and eat it family style, but it'll squish out and it'll be really messy. And I like it to be perfect rounds. And it's just a really great presentation. So what I'm gonna do is wrap them up, put them in the refrigerator, and then use them tomorrow. It'll be 2 seconds and I'll be back here again. Hey guys, so post-production, I am editing right now. I forgot to say that I did 4 of these. I made the 2 that you just saw, and now I'm making another 2, but I'm using red potatoes and just the greens, no mushrooms, because I have a whole bunch of people coming over and I want to make sure that I have plenty. So I'm just gonna rip through these and I'll show you 4 ways to use them for your next dinner, party, holiday event, whatever you want to do. These things are fantastic. These ones are with red potatoes. 2 kilogram bag will get you 2 of these potato Wellingtons. And there you have it. Look at that, pretty good. I did oat milk and agave yesterday for the glaze. Today I'm gonna do agave and olive oil. It's much more. This will probably brown a lot faster, make it much more golden. And I bet you the salt will stick a lot better to this. Yeah, look at that, it sticks right to it, just like a pretzel. I will check those before the 25 minutes just to make sure they're not burning, and turn them, and maybe even switch levels just to make sure they're heated evenly and their golden coloring is even. Check in 15 minutes, turn them, switch. Cheers. I love it when a plan comes together. Look at these. Look at that. Ow! They're hot and they slide around. Put these to the side and I gotta run down to the train station because I gotta pick up a friend of mine coming. It is the next day and kitchen looks different because I'm cooking for quite a few people that are coming over, but I wanted to show you. I just wrapped them the night before. They've been sitting in the fridge. I did 4 of them. I have 2 more over there. Just gonna unwrap it. To serve this, to reheat it, cut this. Look at that. It's the red potato. It's great. Yeah. Four, 6, 8. About eight portions per one of those. And these will go in the oven. And here's the one with the greens and the mushrooms around the edge. And the other one. So some good examples like breakfast. Fresh greens I steamed up, scrambled. Here's a good breakfast right here. You could add gravy, which is always nice. So I'm gonna add a little bit of the gravy. And sriracha. King oyster mushrooms seasoned with sage and onion and garlic. So they're like shredded turkey meat, but with mushrooms. This gravy seems to go with everything today. Tofu crusted with sage, thyme, rosemary, onion. Just the potato, perfect snack right here. This is the breakfast with the scramble and the potato Wellington underneath with some greens, sriracha, and the gravy. Yum. So good, the potato. Wicked good. Some greens, roast tofu, just great examples of what you can do. Keith, come here. So good. This one's with the roast mushrooms, like pulled turkey meat. The courgette. Yum. So good. This, delicious. Just the potato right here. If you like these videos and you want to cook along with me some more, check out these over here. I have mushroom masterclass playlists and all really other cool ways to cook without using any animal products. Appreciate you. Thank you for allowing me to hopefully help benefit you in the kitchen. Really appreciate you. Frankie will be back. She's just on another play date, even though it's raining outside. She's gonna come back wet like a little seal, that little minx. I'll see you soon.